of souls is overwhelming. Damn it! What? Then why are there so many lands?
Sounds like our rat is caught in a trap. I'm sure he'd be happy to help whoever saves him. Careful, or we'll get trapped up there too. Here's where we part ways. I'll stop the lads at the stairwell. You get upstairs and retrieve Ventrinio. Shouldn't be hard to find him. Keep moving up and follow the cowardly shrieking. I'll hold this staircase. Move!
A new source of power? What sort of nonsense is this? If anything had come in here, my detection spells would have... Who's down there? Show yourself. What I get for using all those soldiers. Magic sent the well off its alignment. You show up, and now... Wait. What? It's you. You're alive. But I speak calm and serious. This is my life's work. Don't you remember what we went through to build this? We had more than enough prisoners, but you wanted to track down the power source behind it all. Even if it meant spent days trying to recover your body. But I never expected to find you alive, or for you to return. Speaking of which, how did you return anyway? What? That's impossible. You were attuned in this way. You've never even set foot in his lab. Ha! Hughes is a joke. He doesn't have the stomach for this work. Don't try waking the dead if you're not ready to make a few corpses, I say. But the well is coming down around us. Quick! I've got to slow the energy and shut this thing down. You don't? Oh, damn it all. Here they come. Hold them off. The Laz are here. Hold them off while I try to stop the flow of energy to the well. All my work gone, but at least we're still alive. Once again, I triumph over death itself. I won't be talked to like that by an assistant. I mean, I ought to watch what I say and offer any assistance required by the large, heavily armed people who outnumber me. So we're going to Alabaster then. Speaking of not killing me, I want you to have this talisman. It's something I salvaged from my well, and it might just help you in Alabaster. We got in with a little help, of course. See, it's all because of Callous Dren, the defender of pride. In his house, no one can stand before him. None can even approach, unless you have my little secret. One person might be able to, but not a whole army. Probably not even two people now that the Tuatha are gathering there. No, this is a strictly solitary solution. But first I'm going to have to dig it out of the rubble of the tower. Go to the field of Huber, and I'll meet you there. And if you value your new life, do not approach Dren. Just go to the field of Huber and wait for me. I'll meet you down. Get going.
I'll keep an eye on the
Remember,
gnome.
don't go near Dren until I...
telling heads here.
The hunter runs. Swiftly, swiftly for our lives. A mortal skirt of chain. A mesh of links forged in secret. The hunter runs, in the chausses of the Fey Hunter.
Like the gilded ghosts of youth, the curving plates of fey-like scrolls decorate the life's guard of this impostor. It says, "I am like you, Fey Spirit," and shimmers with a brilliant gleam. This cuirass of the Fey Hunter.
Strength of contempt, fear, and...
By the gods, it was horrible. He killed them all, and nothing could... It was Dren, that freak who guards the House of Pride. He told us to leave, but we thought we could beat him. He's just one Fey, and not even a Tuatha, but nothing hurt him, and he slaughtered us all. The worst thing was, he seemed sorry to kill us. We thought so too. We were wrong.
Let us temper it. What the day on?
Damn it! I told them not to try anything until we arrived. This wouldn't be related to Aylin and her friend coming down that road, would it? If you or anyone else, I'd try to stop you. As it is, I'll just wish you good luck. It's too late to escape fate.
Sometimes one soldier can...
You haven't tried going in there, have you? No, of course you haven't. You're still alive. This took a little longer to find than I had hoped, but it should be exactly what you need. Yes, but some of them were Fey. Now, did you know Dren had a twin sister in the Summer Dith, the Defender of Valor? And even though she passed on when her house fell, my early experiments... You see, when trying to draw life energy from the ether, I accidentally captured her essence. I was able to bind it into this charm. With this, you will be immune to Dren's power. Now be fair. They don't have souls as mortals do. They're a form of magic with a physical form. And I only got a little of it anyway. Just enough for a certain degree of immunity to Dren's power. It only works for one person, but it'll be enough for you to reach. Trouble is, he'll be immune to your power. With the essence of valor, you can withstand Dren's attacks. Stop being... Now, go show that defender what a little magic...
I don't know what you're planning.
Turn back or die. Bold words. The same bold words. I made an oath to protect my house and my homeland. No power short of death can keep me from fulfilling my duties. I sense my sisters, no matter what. Fight each other until the mountains wear away, but that will aid nothing. My sister and I were chosen to protect our kind. We never imagined that our houses could crumble beneath our feet. He may taint pride with his Prismeer and his obscene god. There is another option. I cannot yield, but if you're true, if you would promise to spare the House of Pride, then we could relinquish our powers and have an honest battle. Surely you realize neither of us will die. Perhaps you will change your mind. You shall not stop me. We will. I thank you. Now release me.
Jester of the King of Winter, the fool who made a mockery of...
You did it! You actually... Yes, I owe Ventrinio a drink. Not quite yet. We still need that gate. I'll send a few soldiers along to help. Meanwhile, the gate to Alabaster's still closed. Get that gate open, and the army will be ready to go.
With you here, we can't lose.
If you would be so kind as to have a word with us. No. We are merely a representative of the few We are most honored by your intention to free our house. Simply carry forth and destroy Witch Knight Myrna, who has so commandeered our house. We are sure you'll have no problem. We eagerly anticipate your success.
Exposing the disloyal amongst my kin. But then, I have so much to thank you for. Your bravado is nothing more than the mewling of an angry kid, goddess of... So welcome to Alabaster.
We have seen our champion bested, our advantage lost. House of Pride, in our ineffable wisdom, renounces the Tuatha and demands that you accept. Your army is welcome here. We thank you kindly, and our mages have already been assisting your army. Most excellently spoken. You have the command. Allow us to welcome you to Alabaster. We trust your visit will be...
The House of Pride opened its gates and welcomed us as honorary champions. They say it's simple hospitality, but I suspect we have you to thank. Now is the difficult part. We can hold Cluricon, even push a little into Alabastra, but we don't have the forces to mount a siege on Gadflow. Alabastra is a maze of valleys. Gadflow's remaining faithful would spot an army moving together, and the valleys would be the death of us. But where an army would fail, the 5 of us can triumph. If we split up, we can travel faster and catch them unaware. We will at the House of Vengeance, on Gadflow's doorstep. From there, we more than you'd think. But I promise I'll explain it all to you. Maybe once Gadflow's dead. I'll see you in Alabastra.
Hope you've got better luck this time, eh?
Praise Lyria! I thought you'd never arrive. Welcome to Camp Moondown. Are you? We need soldiers, not heroes. Without help, we won't last long on this rip. Still, any help is something. Will you? Thank you. That's a Tuatha. Goodbye.
Hello, mortal. I am the Knave of Pride. Wait, you have impeccable timing. I have some Bulgans that... They're everywhere. Big red. The Bulgan masters use them as foot. Shouldn't be too difficult for the hero. Well, get to work then, hero. And come see me. It's a lovely arrangement. Goodbye.
That should give you a taste of what we've been up against. Tuatha, thank you for your help. The tales of your courage, that I don't know. Fate has thrown so much hardship our way. Tuatha took our healer. They're camped on the land bridge to the south, but they're not going... If you... Raiders seized him tonight. Goodbye.
With horrors, screams, and ghostly face, we leave blood in a graven place. The forest black and nighttime sky, the blood that pours forth from your eye. A feast for maggots, craven all, that eat the dying that they fall. Instead of vibrant fighting flesh, fights the barghest and the thresh, that knows the plight of Seelie Fae, you who walked the Niralin's way, and reckon fates of mortal dust, and keep an eye on your great trust. We hunger for your corpse once more, to hear your cry and war.
Agarth wanted me to keep an eye. I've been reviewing my notes of our last trip to Alabaster. I don't know exactly, but it must have been a tremendous... You were attuned... What's more, I think that... So you've got to stop him.
By Lyria,
It was you who stood against Baelor when I am commander of the Ariad. The ash covering the ground ahead is all that remains of my men. The Tuatha have built a gauntlet of spell-casting sentries who greeted our every advance with fire. It's just, these Tuatha wage war like none I've known. Magical fires burning my men to a but if you're brave enough to challenge them, we may have a chance. They're using the terrain against us, flanking the paths from above with sorcerers. If you can neutralize these sentries, I will charge the approach myself. Together, we might be able to break their... The pass ahead is defended by a sorcerer on the overlook. See if you can find a path to his position and attack him from behind. If you can do this, I'll bring steel to the Tuatha line. Until later, then.
The skulls atop high fulgen shine, and coldly gleam in a precise line. For us who chew on hollowed bones, while alive we wail vapid moans.
Prepare for
It's
a
the
reckoning.
night for us to feast. We the winter, we the corpses in putrid bloom, we of decay and twilight gloom, will never halt our hungered wait till the spilled blood. So come into our lands at night and seize an endless wheel.
Another stuff in the heart.
strikes in the heart, and perfectly you play the part of him to the sun's west, bringing to us their rest. Why did you try? Why did the body in pain? Will you not witness and feel awful dross, or walk again past corpses new, without care for the rotting few? Until one night, when nature changed its course, and Godflow, like an errant thread, freed from the west, took the crown from Mather. A joke, he said. A joke. And the court swayed in laughter. Godflow was often like the mockingbird they called. He placed the crown in his head and smiling, took a crimson sword. Betrayed the fair. Stranger in our land, bringing death with the fate's own hand, filling the graves with corpses new that feed the vultures, mortals too. Yes, they'll eat the flesh of the dead and tear the limbs off.
You must hurry. There is much to do. Gask and his forces are preparing to march. They know about the caves and will not cease until every last one of us has been slain. And there are the survivors of Eventide to consider. I have not heard a whisper from across the pass. And forgive me. Ever since the Tuatha came, omens of our destruction besiege me. When he refused to worship Gadflow's god of smoke and ash. First, Gask's priest one day. That is all Gask needed to unravel many seasons of the telling. Wonderful! Your attack will give us time to organize an escape. Do not underestimate Gask. He is among Gadflow's best for a reason. His camp of Casimir is to the north, but you must defeat his witch knights along with the Fae himself. I have faith in you. He lords over Twilight Pass from the plateau above, rarely seen, his minions executing his bloody work. Both he and they prefer it thus. Victory will be yours.
Not alone. Like the weave unraveling, The Tuatha now tainted the purity of Mathon's court.
These
new immortals, Tuatha Fable, were no longer the solemn Fae of the East. Their essence was twisted into a ravenous host, unsettled, unnatured. From the nothing of winter came Gadflow's malice. If you were here, then your soul. Your body will burn. To crumbled ash will your bones turn. There is no hope left for your life. Wielding hammer, sword, or knife will not save you. You are the waste of a contempt's malicious waste. And what awaits your untuned mind is what you hope you'll never find. The vilest, darkest, blackest thing. The conscience of a reigning king.
The mountain god awaits.
Agarth will not be far behind you. Neither of us saw any sign of Aelin Shear or Ventrinio. A scout on the ridge above saw the Tuatha mounting for a counterattack. You should hear what he has to say before we move on. If you'd rather not wait, Agarth, if he tells you he's ready, then my people are as well. Of course, if you wish to proceed with caution, the scout on the ridge will know what we're up. Careful. This is worse than I had feared.
There you are. Good to see you here. I am. Damn it all, I knew we couldn't trust her. I sent Ventrinio to keep an eye on her. We need to get through the House of Vengeance and kill the Cur. We'll go as far as we can. Listen, you're more powerful than I ever was. If anyone can stop, if we get separated, I'll keep fighting to keep... Stay on guard.
Readers, listen well to advice in this tale of atrocities that we will tell. Horror awaits the fools who fell and languish behind arcane veil. And he named it Prismeer. It grows far beneath the amethyst. It pierces the world, and the blood that flows from these wounds that flows down. Prismeer, with it corrupted his nature. The seeds of abyss planted on the form of the it was God ere we knew.
Looks like this is it. Onwards! We're nearly there. Looks like this is it.
Another dustling fire.
My deepest apologies for not being able to join the... Ventrinia was something of a hassle. He attacked me. It was only a matter of time before the closer we got to Bale, the more obsessed he became with Tianok. And with... That's why he had to be stopped. And why we need to talk about betrayed you. Never. We're running out of time. Lead on. I'm right behind you.
The winter court was still as fallen snow as the jester danced and capered. Juggling knives and torches, he sang to his lords and ladies, but none smiled. Not an eyebrow raised as the sniveling jester...
Fighting at your side, just like the old days.
Because this was the day that Gadflow murdered the winter court. This was the day the Tuatha sacrificed for tyranny.
You and I carry on a duty that has been fulfilled for centuries. We keep the world, the ancient beast
Since the
must stay
Alabaster
sealed
War was
away
young,
at any
the
cost.
beautiful bone-white
The
forest
world
was
must
a
never
place of
realize the
peace and
terrible power
meditation.
Tianok
No
offers.
piercing bird song or heated word could find its way between the branches. Quiet thought prevailed until Gadflow shattered our land. The Tuatha's crimson axes chopped the forest with arrow shafts, and Tiernach's prisoner spires rose up and consumed the terrain. Now our forest is battered, and screams of warfare fill its bounds. The greatest heroes of winter have always fallen in Bale's pale boughs, from Pietra the Keen to Hulgan the Hungry. When the Tuatha claimed dominance over us, heroes arose to defend winter. Gadflow laughed at their challenge and called up Tiernach's wrath. In a second, our most loyal heroes were impaled by prisoner spires. Our heroes were gone, never to be reborn.
She would use her
and our
horns to
people
fully
succumbed to
escape their
Gadflow's
prison.
madness.
You had to try, even though the Fate Weaver said you were doomed. As always, this is your When I found you in Dalentarth, when I saw you had come back to life, I wasn't sure how much you remembered.
The House of Vengeance enacted the whims of our mad
Nothing
king.
personal.
The
You would have done
divided
the same
court
to me.
became Gadflow's Tuatha by force or by rebirth. Winter
I saw
Fade
what you had
dwindled
become.
before this
I
wave
saw the
of
new
frenzied
powers you
strife.
wielded,
And before
and I
long,
saw how useful
they
you
were
could be.
soldiers in an immortal army, or they were outcasts. Greatest of vengeance, Alwyn, Claran, Vescain among them.
At long last, Gadflow has crushed the winter fade, and his Tuatha rules us ushered. No longer are we reborn into this world, unless his god Tiernach rules us. This monsoon has crushed us, and our kind are in this world. But our memories might yet last.
When I saw you could change
When
fate,
Gadflow is
I
gone,
knew you
and
were
his
our
god is
only
left for
choice.
nothing but to continue. I may be forced and then I will share what
But
dreams
at the time, I realized you weren't the same man you were in Phoenix. You were me. You were better than the hottest commander I've known. Last time you came here, this must have been a lot for you to take in at once. But I need... A lot has changed since you were here last. It isn't going to be as easy. If you only think you're ready, then you're not the same cocky bastard that You can't count on having a third life. And it'd be a shame to lose the Of course you won't. Lead on. I'm right behind you.
You don't understand, do you? The power of Tim. Yes! Return to your grave! Lend me your power!
Something's not right. If Gadflow isn't here, then he must be hiding further underground, someplace closer to the source of the Prismere. You needn't try to impress me, you know. Whatever bargain Gadflow made with Tiernok, it's about to pay off. She's imprisoned deep in the Amethyst. But there's no time to spare. If she gets free, let's go. Tiernok is held captive deep in the Amethyst, but her prison is weakening by the moment. I can feel Tiernok's eyes upon us.
Your power. Another taste, shall we?
She just tore out a part of the fates you've stolen and turned it against you. Perhaps it is not inaccurate to think of her as a god. Is your end. We cannot let Gadflow free Tiernok. Listen, you're the only one who has the power to stop her.
When you first came to the death world, and you were so good at playing your role.
You chose this? What does she mean by that?
I gave you freedom, and now you have freedom, and now mine.
Only you have the power to reseal Tiernok inside the Amethyst. I must keep this. Once Tiernok is pushed back into her prison, these caverns must be sealed. But that leaves one question. That is excellent, after all that you've done. it would have been a shame for you to die a second time. If you do escape, I will be watched. Go. Stop Tianak from fully entering this world. Nothing in the world is fated to stop. Let's go. There's no turning back now.
Come, Fade Wheeler. Bring me your power. Sacrifice yourself and seal the fate of your world. Seal the fate of your world.
It's time to choose your fate. Amathin lies beyond. This is where the dragon will breach the veil.
Come forward, mortals. Behold the birth of Tiernach. Attend your final hour.
My fate does not lie beyond those doors. You alone may change what is to come. Go!
Welcome back, mortal. How does it feel, I wonder, to return to this place? Does the pain of your death still linger? Can you feel it echo through the air? And now, in this place, you shall witness the birth of Tiernach, the destruction of the Alpha, and the dawn of the endless winter. She comes. Tiernach the powerful, Tiernach the merciful. Qualla fella Tiernach. Qualla sera Tiernach. Tiernach? Have I done well, lady? Are you pleased? Did I...
You have served your purpose.
But I have so much more to give.
And now, fateless one, you shall serve yours.
could we have known that this would be a new beginning? I wonder now if we should have foreseen this outcome, but who knew then what fate would bring? I would have liked to have delivered this message in person, to see you one final time. That, however, would have been complicated. The order to which I belong had other plans. Were you ever to leave the crystalline fortress? When it comes to you, though, it seems no fate is written in stone. It was only through my assurances that your silence could be counted upon that either one of us still draws breath. I trust you will not make of me a liar. Were stories of what we have seen to begin to surface in the inns and taverns of Amalur, I would be asked to seek you out. And as we both know, the next time you die, there will be no return. But let us not speak of this. Your life is your own. Go now, and see what fate may bring you, or what fate you may bring. Perhaps one day in happier times, you and I will meet again. Until that day, I remain yours, Aelin Shear.
Well, well, awake at last. But you're here and the war's all but over. So who are we to complain? Never had any doubt at all. Sidon and I were waiting for you when the ground and all I could think was, Gadflow just met his match. Sure enough, wasn't much longer before Aelin Shear showed up. She left some kind of note for you. But I know better than to read a private message from the likes of her. There are still Tuatha who refuse to surrender, but yes. As for what's next, see, a lot of the soldiers ask me for try as I might. I can't see a fate for it. Perhaps. It may be. You've proven that freedom can be a blessing. But regardless of what happened, and no matter where your path leads, go, my friend.
Good morning, sir.